Hey there, everyone. This is Kellyanne, the High Priestess, bringing you divine messages. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight and happy 4th of July. You might be able to hear the fireworks going on outside, although it is a little bit cloudy here in the Northeast, so we weren't going to venture out tonight looking for the fireworks, but you can certainly hear them, and I can kind of see some. So, depending on where you are, I hope you're enjoying yourself this evening. Okay? This is going to be a collective reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Scorpio. I'll be taking a look at your recent past, your present, and near future energies for you, and also at any obstacles and challenges that you might be currently working through. I'll be asking Spirit for advice and messages as well to help you along on your soul's journey also. Okay, so I've already pre-shuffled with your energy, Scorpio, so that we can get started. Just wanted to say thank you for your patience last week. I did go away for a little bit and had a nice vacation. We went camping, took the dogs. It was so nice to be out in nature and kind of regroup, rejuvenate. Spend some time hiking around outside in the woods. I always find all of that very cathartic. And it kind of grounds you and centers you. And I also feel like, sometimes it's just good to kind of escape your bonds for just a bit and kind of, see things, different views, different smells, different experiences. It's all very good. But I am happy to be home as well because there's no place like home. And I feel like my home is where I could really, re-energize myself and kind of get back to who I am. And it certainly reflects me as a person, as you can tell by my office. So I'm here. I'm ready to get back to work. And I hope you have been enjoying your time as well. So let's get started. Holy Spirit, guardian angels, my ancestors, and loved ones that have crossed, thank you for this gift of divination, and thank you for your blessings and for your protection. Spirit, as I attempt to interpret and clarify these messages and advice that you are channeling through me this evening, I ask that you please be as specific as possible so that I may interpret your messages correctly and provide accurate guidance for my seekers tonight, which is my Scorpio audience tonight. Okay. So, guys, we're going to start by taking a look at your recent past energy. Um, I'm going to lay out all of the cards to get kind of the storyline, and then I'm going to go back in and clarify the cards as needed to get more information for you. And then I'll be also asking Spirit for some messages or advice to help you navigate along. Okay, so right away, Scorpios, we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. Let's see what else we have for your recent past energy. Recent past energy for Scorpios. You're going to hear the fireworks going in the background. Nothing I can do about that. Hopefully, it's not too loud. I have the windows closed. Um, 10 of Cups in reverse. So that's definitely water energy. Recent past energy for Scorpio. Let me know when you're ready, Spirit. Recent past energy for Scorpio, please. This one wants to come out, and so does this one. Okay, so we're getting the Hierophant in reverse, and we're getting what we call the Moondog card. In this deck, it's called the Walking Meditation Tarot deck. They do provide a few extra cards, which I find very interesting and also very helpful. The Moondog card really represents a card where we see that kind of halo around the moon. Now, usually this halo is only seen in the colder seasons, right? But it usually indicates a prediction of like rain or snow that's coming shortly. In ancient folklore, it's said that when you're able to see a halo around the moon, they say like the veil between the earthly realm and the spiritual realm is very thin. And at that time, you're supposed to be mindful that negative events may be happening around you and that trouble may be coming soon. Now, because this card is in reverse, Scorpio, I feel like the hard part has already happened. I feel like you've been through something that maybe was a very difficult time for you, a very negative experience, but I feel like that part is over. And the reason I say that is also because of this 10 of Cups. something emotionally painful definitely ended. Some kind of cycle that was very hurtful for you that happened in your past has now ended. But the fact that this card is in reverse, it's kind of showing that it's still that energy is still kind of lingering. That pain, that process of healing, and that process of kind of working through things emotionally is still kind of lingering in your energy here. Excuse me. And the reason that I say that is because you have this Hierophant card in reverse. Now, the Hierophant card in the upright really has to do with societal norms. It has to do with rituals. It has to do with like marriage and commitment and typically the types of things that we expect in relationships in society to happen, right? But when this card is like in the reverse, like, don't mind my dogs, they're gonna probably start going a little crazy here with all the noise. Um, you're kind of at this place in your consciousness where you've kind of almost become your own teacher or your own guide, meaning that you're able to kind of tap into your own intuition and kind of use your kind of like your inner voice to guide you, right? You know what the right path is for yourself to take, and you're able to trust that information, and you feel kind of connected to spirit in that way, right? Now, the problem is that you might be feeling like restricted or constrained by outside influences, meaning that you might be feeling like a little bit of pressure to conform to the norm, possibly, things like taking your relationship to a higher commitment, or like, let's say maybe you're expected, like you've been dating, now you're supposed to move in together, or you moved in together, now you're supposed to get engaged, something like that, like taking the things to the next level. But you may be feeling like now is not the time to do that. Or possibly you might be feeling like, you know, I know that's what's expected of us, but I'm not ready to do that yet. The key here when this card is in reverse is to trust your gut and your instincts and kind of feel through what others are telling you rather than taking their word for it at face value. Because in your heart, in the recent past, you knew that this was not the right path for you. And it's surely, indicative of these two other cards here. Something very, painful happened, and you're still like in the process of kind of re-navigating around that situation, if that makes sense, and trying to heal from that. So nobody is forcing you to do anything, and you have to understand that you don't have to bend to anyone else's will but your own. Okay, so let's see what's going on as your current challenge, and we can move from there. Okay, so what is the current obstacle or challenge for Scorpio right now? What is the current obstacle or challenge for Scorpio right now? What is the current challenge for Scorpio right now? Current obstacle or challenge for Scorpio, please, Spirit. What is Scorpio currently dealing with right now? Okay, so I got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Yep. So, sorry, I had to kind of read this. It's in script and the lights are a little dim. So, the Four of Pentacles in reverse has to do with you understanding that it's time to release something or let go of something that you've been hanging on to for a very long time. You've been hanging on to something very, very tightly, whether it's an actual person, whether it's finances, some kind of financial situation, maybe materialistic objects that you've been clinging on to, that you hold dear because you feel like if you let them go, you'll never get them back again. It could also be hanging on to a specific mindset about something. However, those things that you once thought were very, very important, you're starting to realize that there's a fly. You're starting to realize that those things do not bring you happiness, and they continue to not bring you any happiness. So the idea here is you keep failing to recognize that the only way that you're going to find true happiness is by letting go of those things that you keep clinging on to from your past that really are no longer serving you, right? It's posing as your challenge because you don't seem to be able to do that. You don't seem to be able to release that mindset or that person or those things, those materialistic objects, or the idea of financial support or whatever it is, because it's showing that you're still not really ready to pursue something maybe with this person because of what happened. So let's take a look at your current energy and see how this ties in for you, Scorpio, okay? I apologize. I keep having to pause the video because my dogs are kind of getting a little crazy with the fireworks outside. Okay, current energy for Scorpio. Current energy for Scorpio, please. Okay. So we have the Judgment card. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and we also have the King of Cups in reverse. So, Scorpios, you may be dealing with another water sign, possibly Cancer. It could also be a Scorpio or a Pisces. I feel like somebody here is having a very, very hard time dealing with some kind of depression or emotional upset or some kind of emotional dysregulation that's really like affecting them on a very deep level. This person may be in therapy, talking about how to navigate through their pain or their suffering emotionally. They may be talking to some kind of like spiritual advisor or a close friend, or maybe they're just having trouble even discussing how they feel or even expressing how they feel right now. I feel like a lot of it has to do with this missed opportunity. Um, and the reason that there was some kind of missed opportunity it may have to do with something that took place in the past, like I was mentioning, this closing out of a cycle of something that was very, very painful. Okay. And because of that, and because possibly either you or your person is unable to let go of that thing or let go of the idea of something that would ultimately kind of release you from being stuck and tied to the situation, there's this missed opportunity here. Somebody's very sad about it. Somebody really feels like maybe things could have worked out, but for some reason they're just not working out. Okay, maybe there was an opportunity for a brand new, fresh start, and that's not working out, or this may have been a new opportunity, for something, maybe in terms of employment or something that could have panned out financially, or some kind of situation that could have worked out a little better, but for some reason it's showing that it's a missed opportunity here. Now, currently you're being asked to kind of make a judgment call in the sense that you're going to have to give up your sense of false control here. When the judgment card comes out, it really has to do with you fully understanding that in order to really allow the divine to intervene on your behalf, you have to release all of your troubles, all of your past negativity, all of your baggage kind of up to the universe and kind of allow them to work behind closed doors on your behalf. Okay. There are just some things that you can't control. And as much as you try to micromanage and kind of like nag or kind of force your will on other people to kind of force things to work in your favor, when things are not meant to be, they just will not work out. Okay. Because there is a thing called karma and divine, intervention and fate and destiny and timing, divine timing. All of these things have to come into play. Okay. And often we don't pay attention to those things. We don't really, give them enough weight. But really, in life, there are only so many things that we can control. So when the judgment card really comes up, it really is asking you to allow the divine to intervene on your behalf and give up all of that. Just give it up, let it go and see what happens. Okay. Knowing that if this situation does not work out the way that you want it to, it's because it's not supposed to. And it's because the universe has something better in store for you down the road. Okay. Now, there is also a component about forgiving yourself, right? Redemption, forgiving your other person for their past transgressions as well. And knowing that this judgment call or this decision that you're going to make is going to impact your future in a very profound way. Okay. But the reason that you're being called to make it is because not only were you unhappy here, okay, your person is unhappy as well. Okay. And when you're both unhappy, and this missed opportunity here is right smack in the middle of your reading, and it's based on the fact that maybe neither one of you are willing to let go of something that really is just not working out. There's kind of like a huge message here, right? There's a huge message that it's like you're almost forcing your will against destiny and against, kind of fate and against karma, right? There definitely is a component of what comes around goes around. But, sometimes our free will is not really exercised because we're so hyper focused on not being willing to give up on things that really are not working, right? Releasing those things. Because that's really what, the Four of Pentacles is. And that's really what the Judgment card is that sense of release, letting go of something that is no longer serving you and continues to not serve you and in the future will not serve you. And until you're ready to actually wrap your head around that and let go, things are not going to move forward. Okay. So let's look into your near future here and see what's around the corner for you. Can I have some near future energy for Scorpio, please? Near future energy for Scorpio, please. Near future energy for Scorpio, please. Whoops. Okay. So we have the Hermit in reverse. We have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Sun in reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Star also in reverse. So we have the Sun and the Star both in reverse. Now, in terms of what you don't see coming with the Star, we'll get to that in a moment. Let's focus on these cards that are here right now. We have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Sun in reverse, and we have the Hermit in reverse. So in the near future, Scorpios, I feel like there is going to be a brand new opportunity for you to take action, possibly in a different direction than where you are right now. A new endeavor, a new hobby, a new path, the opportunity of possibly traveling or moving, something new, something that you may be feeling motivated to pursue, something that may pan out as having a chance for potential or having a chance for growth. Okay. It could also represent good news coming your way about a certain situation or some kind of communication that you may be having with someone about a new opportunity for yourself. Because ultimately, with this Hermit card in reverse, this is major for Virgo. This is somebody who's like isolating almost to the point of it not being healthy, right? This is someone who has become so withdrawn and so kind of self-defeating that it's actually not only affecting this person, it's affecting everyone around them. Okay? The reason that they're doing that is because They're feeling like they're alone. They're feeling like they have nowhere to turn. They feel like they have to rely on themselves so heavily because they just can't communicate or receive the comfort that they need in order to navigate through this. Okay. Um, there's a definite sense of withdrawal and kind of going within to the point of it being unhealthy. Okay. Um, I feel like with this hermit card, this person is actually becoming a hermit. Like this person is actually withdrawing socially, he's withdrawing emotionally, or she. They are withdrawing to the point that um, it's not even so much for the purpose of doing inner work or being self-reflection or introspection. It's just really withdrawing from society or withdrawing from social interactions because they just really can't even hold it together anymore. Okay. um and with this sun card, which is major for Leo in reverse, I feel like there's definitely like a sense of sadness, a sense of, not being able to find happiness here. Overall, I feel like this person may be feeling like it's really time to do a recharge. And this could be for you or your person, right? If you're feeling depleted and tired to the point of exhaustion, it's time to finally find a way to heal that part of you. Okay. What is your soul calling you to do to make you feel better? Okay. What creative things did you like to do in your past? What things might you like to pursue? Because it's coming up with this Ace of Wands, and that's exactly what this is. It's pursuing something new, something that you were passionate about, following through on. Is there something that you want to accomplish? Is there something that needs to be addressed that you need to handle? It's really just knowing that it's time to align yourself kind of like with the situations that will help you resolve these issues in this situation so that you can finally move forward. It's also about allowing yourself to take a break from this situation because I'm getting a lot of heavy, heavy energy here, guys. Okay. I'm getting a lot of kind of energy that's reflective of needing to heal, which is exactly what this star card is in reverse. The star card here really has to do with you taking the time that you need. It's like a restorative card. Okay. But it's also a card that is acknowledging the fact that you are just not meeting with your hopes and dreams. You're not reaching your highest potential. You're not getting to the place where you focused on or the place that you felt like you really wanted to be at this stage in your life. And possibly it's because it's almost like with this thought with this Four of Pentacles, it's almost like you're in love with the idea of being in love, but at the same time you're not really receiving that here. Like I feel with the Hierophant card in reverse, the Ten of Cups card in reverse, this Moondog in reverse, the King of Cups in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, the Sun in reverse. I just feel like all of these cards are indicative of something that just is not serving you. It's not suiting you, it's not serving you, it's not meeting your needs, it's not helping you get to the place where you need to be. And the fact that you still won't let go of something because you're clinging on so tightly to the idea, maybe it's about having extra money, or maybe it's about the idea of having someone in your life, or maybe it's the idea of, finally crossing the finish line with this person or getting to where you want to be. The cards are indicative of something that's not working. Now, of course, we always have free will, and you can always kind of, try to, force your will into things. But again, when this Judgment card comes out, which is currently in your now energy, It's really calling upon you to give up that false sense of control that you think you have in this situation. Because when this card comes up, it's really telling you you don't have any control in this situation. The universe has the control. And perhaps this card is coming up because you're supposed to be working through some kind of karmic life lesson that you're not mastering. And you keep repeating the same cycles of behavior. And until you master that life lesson, guys, it's going to constantly be in this position where you're clinging on to something that is not meant to be yours, right? There needs to be some healing and some introspection that needs to be done here in order to have this new opportunity. And this new opportunity has to do with you tapping into what you used to want to have in your life, or what you used to want to pursue, or what you used to be very passionate about enjoying. And if you're not doing any of those things currently in your life, what you don't see coming is a period of restoration and healing, then that's what you need to allow to happen. Stop focusing on the things that are no longer serving you and focus on the things that will serve you, which has to do with you allowing yourself the break from this situation in order to move on and find better things for yourself and go through that period of healing here with the Star card, so that you can finally get to a place where you can meet your highest potential, where you can achieve those things that you were once very driven to pursue. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify a few of these cards quickly, and then I'm going to get some advice from Spirit. Okay, so tell me about this Ten of Cups in reverse for Scorpio. And I was just reading about this Moon Dog card, which is, provided in this deck, like I mentioned. Sometimes with tarot decks, the artist will include a few extra cards. And I find the two cards that are included, that I've come across so far, very interesting. One is the Sun Dog card, and one is this Moon Dog card. Now, as I said before, the Moon Dog card is really kind of like a card that's indicative of negative energy around you, and that trouble may be coming. But like I said, because this card is in reverse here, it's kind of showing me that, the trouble, the hard part really has happened already. You definitely went through something with this Ten of Cups, but I don't feel like that energy is gone. Like I feel like that energy is kind of just still here. Like it still feels very heavy to me. And I feel like Scorpio, so many of your readings have been so heavy lately. Um, and I don't know, it's just crazy. And here we have this Ace of Swords. So it's like you are still kind of recovering from this painful ending that you had, this emotionally painful ending. And the reason that you're still recovering is because you still have not found the clarity or the truth or that sense of illumination that you need in order to move past this. Okay? It's like you never received the truth that you needed, or you never kind of got that revelation or that epiphany within yourself about what really was transpiring here and what was really the cause of all of these problems here. And whether or not you factored into that, or whether or not you've kind of come to the realization that, you know, there is a sense of clarity to be had here, but for some reason you're avoiding seeing it. Like because you're so focused on clinging on to something else that really is so not important here, that you're almost sacrificing your own happiness to cling on to that thing, or that maybe that those finances, or that materialistic whatever this is. I'm not really sure what this is, but I just feel like you're missing the whole point. Like you're missing something here, right? With this Ace of Swords. Let me actually, let's look into this Four of Pentacles. What is this? What is this thing that's posing as the obstacle for Scorpio? What do they need to release? What do they need to release? The Five of Swords. Somebody here Somebody here really manipulated the other person. Somebody here was taking full advantage of the other person. There's definitely a sense of like a narcissistic energy here where somebody here seems to always be able to manipulate the situation so that everything revolves around them. It's like a me card, right? It's like their wants, their needs, their issues, their problems. Woe is me. It's always like that. And whether it's passively done or kind of aggressively done, the situation always revolves around them, right? Now, something negative definitely happens, something very painful as a result of their behavior and their choices. And with this Five of Swords, the person really does not care about how it affects the other person because this person is all about what they want and what they need. Okay. Um, there is a sense of guilt here, however. There's like some sense of wishing things didn't go down the way that they did, because now there's kind of like this like white elephant in the room, or like this icky energy between the two of you that can't kind of be taken back. Once cruel, hurtful words come out of your mouth, you can say sorry all day long, but the damage is already done. Once certain behaviors have been exhibited, the person can say they forgive you, but the pain is still there. It's always going to be there. So now there's like this like big kind of gap in between what used to be there, and it can't be repaired. So that's kind of like what I feel is kind of part of the situation here. The other part is that I feel that possibly you're still clinging on to the idea of things going back to being the way that they used to be, or possibly hanging on to the idea that, well, it's okay that this A, B, and C is happening as long as I get D. It's not so bad because D is important to me right now, so I'll put up with all the other nonsense. And you shouldn't have to put up with anything, really. In a relationship, if the person is not meeting your needs, or the situation is not meeting your needs, and you're not happy, then what is the point of all of this other nonsense? you know Money is great. It makes things easier, but it doesn't make you any happier. And if you're unhappy and your feelings are always being hurt, and you're always under the sense of strife and guilt and grief and remorse and sadness and arguing, like, who needs it, right? It's just not healthy. And the fact that you're just not being able to kind of have that revelation about the situation, and not being able to have that clarity that you really need for your own self, like your own epiphany about the situation, is kind of, I feel, what's holding you back here. Okay. Now let's take a look at the Star card, because that Star card really has to do with healing. It has to do with you not allowing yourself, what you need to do here in order to kind of help yourself to get better. I'm getting the Page of Wands in reverse, the Justice card, and the Nine of Swords. So what I'm strongly getting is, even still, you are still constantly under this sense of feeling a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of worry. You're constantly in this state of angst all the time. The Justice card is in reverse, which is showing me that all of the wrongs from the past have not been set right. There's no sense of equality in this relationship. I feel like there is no sense of things being balanced or being leveled here. I feel like this is not a 50-50 relationship, that things are very unfair. And I feel like, although somebody may have had the idea of, taking a new path or trying something new, or maybe it was suggested, something that you could maybe pursue, or a new course of action, because it's a page, it's just an idea. Like, it's like almost like all talk and no action, right? There's nothing being done about it. There's no progress being made here. There's no like sense of anybody acting on anything. It's just this repetitive cycle of same, same, same. Okay. And that's what I'm strongly getting here. And when I was clarifying this card, these three cards came out, just right away. So this is exactly what I was saying. Okay. if you're not willing to recognize the pattern of behavior and recognize your own need to feel a sense of happiness, and you continue to cling on to things that don't serve you in any way whatsoever in terms of making you feel a sense of security or happiness, and it's based all on materialistic things or things that really will not make you feel any better moving forward, then how are you going to get to this place of repair or restorative energy here? Okay. So let's get some advice from Spirit. I feel like so many of your readings are just redundant at this point. Like you keep getting the same kind of theme over and over again. And really, the theme has to do with you making the choices that you need to do in order to be a happier person and find a way to kind of get to the place that you need to be in order to feel like you've met your goals, like you've overcome your obstacles and you've arrived at this place of, better self-worth, better self-validation, better self-esteem, so that you can kind of move forward in a direction where you can actually seek emotional happiness. So let's get some advice from Spirit. Now remember, I don't sugarcoat anything. Look, what did I just say? It says take action. I was just saying that, right? Um, do something about it. Finally suck it up and do something about it. You can't keep making excuses. You can't keep behaving in the same cycles of behavior with the same reactions and the same triggers and the same patterns of behavior that have been established long, long ago and expecting things to change. They're not going to change. People don't change. Okay. The only person you can change is yourself and how you react to things and what you're choosing. Because everything in life is a choice. Happiness is a choice. It's not a given. Okay. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be miserable. Let's get one more for this. Let's get one more for this. Can I have advice, please, for Scorpio? Advice or messages for Scorpio? We all have the power within us. We've all been given the tools in order to find our own happiness in the near future. So that's a hopeful card, right? That possibly in the near future, maybe you will be able to take the action necessary in order to repair what has happened here, meaning the repair that's needed for yourself, not necessarily the repair here in the relationship. Because again, you can't change other people. You can only change yourself and the choices that you make. Okay. So Scorpio, this is what I have for you today. I was just sitting here thinking, should I even post this video? I know many of you are probably like, geez, can I get a good video? It's not about me, sugarcoating things and making everything joy, joy, happy, happy. I have to kind of interpret the cards as they come out. And this is just the energy that keeps coming out. So there's definitely a theme here. There's definitely a repetitive cycle. I don't choose the cards choose me. I'm hoping that the messages I'm kind of, relaying to you are getting through, and hopefully I'm helping some of you in some way here. If you haven't already done so and you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I greatly appreciate that. It helps me out so much, and it's how I move my channel forward here on YouTube. This is my passion, and if I can help anyone kind of navigate through their soul's journey or help them with any, situations in their lives, by providing some clarity, then, I'm very pleased. So, if you are receiving this and you feel like you are appreciating the services I provide, you can give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. I think that would be great. I hope to see you at your next reading. Please always remember to keep gratitude in your heart no matter what, even when it's hard. Thank you so much, and God bless.